And Raymond, what aspect of law enforcement are you still in?
I'm deputy sheriff and court bailiff.
Okay, is that a whole lot easier than being sheriff?
Oh, yes. All I do now is take the prisoners to and from the jail and bring them before the court. And take the jury out to lunch and look after them. And keep plenty of ice water for Judge McKinney.
Okay. Now, that does beat the job, but when you first got it.
That's old. Yes, it sure does.
Okay. Now, we would like to hear you chat about, Raymond I asked him if he had any clippings, and he got out a whole list of clippings for me here. And they have brought back a lot of headlines years ago. A lot of these sheriff disarms and arrests man wielding shotgun. And I would just like for you, if you would, to reminisce with us and talk about some of these things that have happened in the past. Now, you spanned the area from the old jail to the new jail, right?
Yes.
How many prisoners would the old jail hold? How many are we talking about? 10 or 15 or 20?
40.
40?
We would sleep on the floor and up over the cells, but we have had 40 in there.
Now, they didn't know about the day when they can file a suit?
No, times has changed very much now. You couldn't do that now.
All right. Now, do I know that your wife, Dixie, helped you out in all those years that you were at the jail? Did you live in a portion of the jail?
We lived upstairs over the jail.
And you did that for long years?
18 years.
Okay, all right. Now, was the new jail a big improvement?
Yes. Oh, yes. It was.
How many men could you have packed in this new jail if they would have let you?
60.
Okay. Now, Raymond, your years, 1957 to, 77? Are we talking 20 years as sheriff?
Yes.
And in that period of time, you've had some really close scrapes. You've been wounded, how many times?
One time was the only time that I was wounded.
All right. I would like, if you would, just picking up a headline here that I remembered, and I don't even know what year we're talking about. The headlines say, the sheriff kills Dick Grages and jury rules self-defense.
Yes.
Is that vivid in your memory?
Yes.
Can you give me a little bit of the background that came up to this? What was the what about the man in question here?
Grages was an evil man. He came here from St. Louis, and he was going with the doctor's wife up there, and the doctor jumped out the window and killed himself. Of course, everybody has an idea how that happened, but they called it suicide. And he came down here then, and he was selling insurance and calling himself a private detective.
Was he a detective?
No. He just called
he had a badge. I remember seeing some sort of a badge that he showed me.
You get them at the dime store.
So you think it was...
He was no part of law enforcement in this county ever.
Well, from his own mouth, I heard him say he was an FBI man.
He told lots of people who he was.
Okay, now tell me how you had a run-in with him. What were you mixing it up with him about?
Well, he was cheating old people out of their Social Security checks. And
how was he doing this? Through the insurance?
No, he would go to them and they'd sign it over to him. And he'd loan them some money in advance, and then he'd take the whole check. We had many complaints about that.
Well, and so what did you do? Did you talk to him about that? Did you go
No, I never talked to him about that.
Okay.
But he was wanted in St. Louis one time for impersonating an officer.
Oh, so he had a long history with that?
And they called down here and wanted to know if I would, they had a warrant for him. I said, I'll arrest him. They said, well, we can't come after him till Monday. I said, I'll see him up there on Sunday. So Deputy Copenhagen took him to St. Louis.
Okay.
And that's where he got mad at me. I wouldn't let him go on his own, and I just went with the law.
Okay. So he got sent to St. Louis, and whatever became of that?
Well, he got it taken care of some way. Then he came back. I was bound, and I don't know why wound up.
And you, from that point, you knew you really had it in for
He
you.
didn't like me from then on.
Okay, but now the self-defense bit, what was transpiring this day? How did this come about, this shooting?
Well, he had paid or offered Russell Lee Martin $5,000 to kill me.
Now, how did you know this?
Martin admitted it. He told me that he knew the fellow was going to kill me. He was trying to, Gauges. He was trying to get on the good side of me.
Oh, I see.
And he was wanting me to take care of Martin, I guess. But anyway, Martin didn't kill me because the money was counterfeit.
The money that Gauges was going to pay Martin with?
Gauges was in the business. He and some local boys down in Cena were in the business of making counterfeit money up at Dunklin. They were making it up at Dunklin.
Well, did it look good? Was it passable?
Oh, yes, I didn't know it. When I seen his pocketbook, the Secret Service, and found that out.
Okay, now when you saw it in his pocketbook, when did you see that? You mean
after I shot him, when the undertaker turned his pocketbook over to us.
Okay, and he had counterfeit money.
$700.
Okay, now he was known, I think, for flashing big rolls of bills.
Mm-hmm.
So you think all that was counterfeit most of the time? Or little old lady's Social Security checks, one or the other?
Yes.
Okay, so how were you close enough to him to be shot? What had happened this day that this shooting took place? And
what led up to me being in jail was he made the bomb that was put under my car that was blown up.
Okay, tell me about that now.
Well, he made the bomb and had another man by the name of Barnes put it under my car.
And what was going to trigger it? Was it?
It must have been a time bomb.
Okay.
And I got a call, was evening about 5 o'clock at the jail, and I parked the car always outside next to the bus station. And I got a call that a man was whipping his wife right outside the city limits from Preston Hospital. And there's a little, in the little thing, I jumped up and run. But we was having fish that night, and I said, he's been living there 20 years. I'm going to finish eating this piece of fish. So I did, about 5 minutes, I guess. And I got up and went out to the car, and I got about 50 feet of the car, and it blew up.
So the car had come from the hospital?
No, I don't know where it came from. Just the location was right outside the city limits.
Okay, so the car had come in, and you were expected to get up and go get in the car and be in the car.
If I'd been 5 minutes earlier, I wouldn't be here now.
So you owe your life to Okay, so the bomb went off, blew that car up.
Yeah.
What was your reaction to that?
Well, I thought it was the bus station. The smoke, the bomb was made out of black powder. I had the arson squad from St. Louis come down here to help me on it, and they said it was made out of black powder. And the smoke was just, I thought the bus station had blown up.
You couldn't really see. So did it demolish the car?
Yeah, pretty much. It blew up the floorboards and the trunk and the hood and the end caps off.
Now, when you did realize it was your car, what was your immediate reaction to that?
Well, it scared me. And I thought maybe I had the wrong job. And I had been living in Phoenix with Dixie and I for 6 months after we'd sold the restaurant we had here and went out to Phoenix. And I told her, I said, Raymond, we ought to go back to Phoenix.
Okay, now was this after you were in office maybe a couple of years, or was this the very first year?
No. I was in office in 57. This was 60.
Okay, so you've been in office almost 3 years, or getting close to 3 years.
And I said, no, I'm going, nobody's going to run me away from this job. I worked too hard to get it.
Then did you do, how did your attention get focused on any person, or did it?
I didn't know at the time who done it. But 30 days later, I found out that Gray just made the bond, and that he had tried to hire me killed by Russell Lee Martin before that. And so I had him brought into jail one afternoon, and when I found this out, and I told him I wanted to talk to him about it, he said he didn't know nothing about it. I said, well, I'll talk to something you do know something about. I know you offered Martin $5,000 to kill me, and he was going to do it, and he found out you had counterfeit money to pay him in. And he said, well, he started bad-mouthing him and for squealing on him and all, and he said that he was lying, and then he admitted that he did give Martin that. And so when I told him that I'd talk to him about something he knew something about. And he knew I knew that after I told him the facts of it. He knew that was right. And we were in the booking room, just he and I believe Sergeant Petty was just standing inside the kitchen. And Radford Raines, I believe, was in the, maybe Brooks, a patrolman in the jailer's room. And so I told him to lay his belongings up on the table. And when they did, he hit me right in the chest and knocked me out in the hall. And
hit you with his fist,
yeah,
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I sat right down by the side of the door under the stairwell. And we kept shotgun hid in there. And so I just wheeled around and got that and came up. And he was down taking a pistol off of his leg. He carried a pistol in a holster on his leg. And when he raised up, I shot him.
Okay, he had a little, is it a little pistol?
Yes,
A pistol that you're carrying?
Yeah, this is a 22 size pistol.
Okay.
It's a little automatic.
And you have every reason to believe he was gonna get you.
I didn't need any more reason than that.
No. And at that split second, you don't even, you just react.
No.
You have been watching Time for Talk.